One. I hope we are live and you can hear me, you can see me. I'm going to stream uh, chess.com open and playoff first day. Let me check my. Yes, let me see if I'm. Yes, seems like we are live and we don't have much problems. Yes, I need to fix this one. So let's go and hello to my Twitch and my YouTube viewers, and uh, welcome to my stream. And today we have chess.com open playoff first day, and we have different matches. And the very first match, Magnus Carlsen is taking Shant Sargsyan, and time control is 10 plus 0 without any increment, and 4 games. And who scores 2.5 wins the match, knockout matches. But of course, who somehow loses the match doesn't finish the tournament because you have second chance to come back. So it's double elimination. And at the moment we see that a6, Shant goes a6. Honestly speaking, I don't see much problems for him. Yes, he managed to play g6 and h5. Magnus played h4 and g3. Yes, rook a1. Maybe Magnus wants to go at some point knight d4, but knight d4 you should be careful of not allowing some knight takes d5. Of course, here if you go knight d4, then queen is capturing on b2. Let's see some other matches as well. We have Vincent Kaima playing against Pranashem. We have Denis Lazavic against Yu Yangyi. We have Sam Sevian playing against Nodirbek Abdusatorov. We have Duda, Jan Christoph Duda against Yan Nepomniachtchi. We have Arjun against Sina. Wow. And I think Arjun is already losing. We have Maxim against Nihal Sarin. And we have Javohir Sindarov against Daniel Dubov. So what can I say here? 94, we have Vincent playing against Branasham. 94. Looks knight b5. Very smart. Bishop b5. I will take rook b5. Bishop b8. Yes, this does look slightly preferable. Of course, black wants to go d5, and after d5, some knight f4 ideas are coming. Maybe you need to go d5, but after d5, I can always take bishop b5, rook b5. Yes, I think you need to consider d5. You can also go bishop d3, but d5 is coming. I think black is really threatening to go d5, and once I'm playing d5, then I cannot be worse. Because d5, yes, if you even go c5, rook e1, but d5, I would go d5. I would go d5. I would go d5 because c takes d is nothing. You go c5, I have knight f4. Because I don't think my bishop does anything. So queen f6, he doesn't play it. Denis Lazavic is playing against Yu Yangyi. We see 4 minutes and 26 seconds against 6 minutes and 45. F4. Yes, you can go knight g6, you can go knight g4. But knight g4, yes. No, knight d5, knight takes d5, bishop g4, I can take bishop g4. Not knight c6 because of knight a4. Knight g6 and bishop f3. Maybe knight g4 was also possible, but knight g4, maybe he could take. Let's say if you go knight g4, I can take. If you take with the knight, then knight d5. If you take with the bishop, then knight f4 is coming. So, and knight e7, knight is defending on d5. Sam Sevian with the white pieces playing against Nodirbek Abdusatorov. Maybe Sam is preparing some queen g3 or knight c4. Yeah, rook b2 ideas aren't dangerous. G6, he goes g6, and now knight is under attack. Knight e3, everything is well protected. He takes this, he takes d, maybe rook b4. Yes, he goes rook b4, but how am I going to defend this pawn on d4? This one doesn't look great for Duda, and rook takes e2. Jan goes rook e2, knight c5. Yes, if I take knight c5, b takes c comes. But many different ideas are there. I can easily play rook a2 if I want. You have rook e1, I understand. So Jan should be better. And this is, of course, massively better position for Sina. And not massively better position because queen g5 comes. And what are we having here? This is, of course, black doesn't have problems at all because of this bishop on a1. And Sindarov is, yes, Sindarov just played rook e1. He wants to play rook g1 and then rook g3. Hard to say what is really happening. And Magnus is here. Magnus is maybe better. Rook a8, rook b5, and now Shant needs to activate his bishop. Maybe bishop g7, bishop c3, but bishop g7, this pawn is hanging. Rook a7. Shant plays rook a7 to defend the pawn on e7 and prepare some bishop g7 and bishop c3, bishop c4, bishop g7 you need. But after bishop g7, I do have some tricky a6 ideas. And if you take rook a6, I have rook b8. And if you take knight a6, I have rook a5. So Magnus is having better position. Let's see what else. Knight e5. Why bishop takes e5 isn't working? Yes, I don't think black is having. But if you take bishop e5, d takes d, then how are you going to take? Because queen e5, I might play f3. I might really play f3. But let's say this takes. I take queen e5. Yes, you have knight d4. You can also go knight a7. No, this I don't like. This I don't like. And Lazavik is not is no longer better or worse. I don't think black is having any real problems. At the same time, I don't think white is having any problems. Sevian just played queen b3 and rook doesn't have any squares to go, but knight b4, this looks very smart. You want to take on c2 and then make pawn on d4 weak, and at the same time you can always go rook b4, and if knight b4, rook b4 is coming. So position doesn't look great for Sevian. He can of course go rook a5, but the easiest after rook a5, I can just take rook a5 and then take knight c2 and then take on d4 with the bishop or with the queen. No, I guess bishop d4 will be better. White has chances to make a draw, but Sevian doesn't have much time. Only 2 minutes for Sevian. Only 2 minutes. Thank you for supporting my stream. I appreciate very much. Knight e3. Sevian goes knight e3. But can I take knight c2? Knight c2, bishop takes d4. Sevian wants to play rook d5. This is the point behind, but I can even play maybe queen c6, but not of course. So what can I do? I have knight c2, knight c2. And Lodebrecht goes knight c2, and now bishop d4, rook d5 is coming. And you know, maybe I don't like the decision of going knight takes c2 because I have some small threads, and if you take bishop d4, I will go rook d4, but you have no, you don't have queen e6. I will just take queen a4, and I will take on d4. King g7, rook b5, rook b5, and of course, Noderbeck blundered this. No doubts he has king g7 he played, bishop d4, rook d5, and then queen e6, king g7, rook b5. And what should I do? I'm still not sure. Yes, I have rook b4. I have rook b4. I have rook b4, but you will take rook b4, it takes b queen b4, and game slowly ends in a draw, I guess. Yes, rook b4 is the strongest move as I can see. Wow, again. Lazarek, so they drew. They drew the first game. They drew the first game. And rook a2, instead of playing rook b4, rook a2, rook b7, queen c6. Queen c6, and now of course I can take on a7, you will take rook c2. That position I don't like for white. I can also go some rook c7, but queen c7, queen a2, and still I'm having some problems. And what if I push d5, then you can easily take queen c2. Yes, seems like Noderbeck is having some small advantage. Of course, nothing much. And Duda is having no. Duda's position is actually holdable. It's very bad, but it's holdable. Knight before he wants to go knight c4, maybe some bishop a6, and then maybe capturing. King f6. You can play as much as you want, and Sina won against Arjun. No, because Arjun in this position Arjun played his favorable opening, taking on d5, right? Taking on d5 at some point and going bishop f4 and d3. But at some point he forgot about yes, this, and now bishop c5. Already position looks super dangerous because knight d4 isn't coming, and you would like to have your knight on d4. So I played this, preparing knight d4, but now g5. Bishop g5, knight g4 is coming, and now bishop e3, and now knight d7. But here I thought position isn't like queen g5, rook c2, queen g5, rook c2, and now rook e5. So he completely blundered. Rook e5 takes, and now knight d3, queen f2, and knight e1 ideas are there. So this takes, and queen e3, and now d4, queen d3, queen c3, queen a1, and knight d5. And Mova Sina won, and Nihal also won. And Sindarov is playing, and Sindarov, yes, this doesn't look. And bishop h2, very smart by Dubov. And now Dubov is better, but I have 95, no? I have 95. I don't really understand. Maybe Sindarov is losing. Maybe Sindarov is losing because if you would take king h2, then 95 is coming. So anyway, knight is coming to e5. I think Dubov is choosing between some other. But if I play 95, maybe he wants to take rook g7 and then he wants to play rook c7. I apologize. I need to go bishop f4. I need to take knight f3. I can actually take knight f3, but yes, maybe knight f3. And if you go rook somewhere, then I have bishop e5. But yes, Dubov has all the chances. Yes, Sina won. Dubov is also massively better, not only because of time pressure. 1 minute for Dubov and 44 seconds for Javohir. But let's not forget that sometimes and very often Dubov is using touchpad, not mouse. And I hope for this tournament he's well prepared and he will be using mouse, because in time scramble I'm not sure. Yes, knight g5, this is of course winning or massively better position. Rook h4 still, and rook f6, another classy move. I haven't seen this, but b6, maybe bishop d6, b6, b6. You need to go b6, b6, of course. Otherwise, white would go b6 and rook a4. But you aren't ready. Rook f7, another classy move. I like. And here, Javohir resigned. And what is this? Well, yes, Magnus won his game against Shant Sargsyan, and Yan Nepomniachtchi also won. Sevyan lost because of in this position Sevyan played queen c7. Sevyan blundered his queen, and Vincent won. Vincent won, and let's see. Let's see the. I think players are having maybe some short break. Yes, yes, dear viewer, hello. So I will just open. Shan Sargsyan, now with the white pieces. I think at some point Pranesh, he was having great position and he goes e4, e5, and now Vincent needs to score 1.5 out of 3. And we have Yu Yangyi against Denis Lazavik. We have Nodirbek uh, against Semsevian, Yan Nepomniachtchi against Duda. And Sina goes in this position, takes, and bishop d3, knight f6, and short castle, and maybe d5. And he goes e5, knight d7, rook e1. Rook e1, and I think you can go bishop e7. Why not? Also g6, I like. Yes, he goes a6, a5, with ideas to go bishop a6, of course. Now let's see, will he go knight d2 and knight f3? I like knight d2 and knight f3. Of course, knight d2, bishop a6, you can go whenever you want. And Nihal is playing, well, knight f3, c4, c5, c takes d, c takes d, queen d4, queen d5, knight c3, queen takes d4, knight takes d4, a6, preparing e5. And let's see, and Dubov is going here in this position, queen e7, queen e2, and then g3, g6, bishop g2, short castle, and rook e1. Seems like Dubov is prepared. Honestly speaking, here I'm not much familiar with this rook e1 move. And queen c5. So this pawn isn't hanging. What is this? What is this? This cannot be a prep. This cannot be a prep. Wow. Knight b6. Actually, knight b6 is the best move. Wow. And here we see this d3, knight d7, h4, knight g6, h5 is coming. So Magnus goes h5, and now e5, f6, queen e2, knight f5, bishop f4, and d6. Yes, you need to take on d6, and Magnus will go e5, I guess. And here maybe bishop takes e5 is working. Yes, he takes d, Shant goes, he takes d, now knight d4 is possible, move e5. But e5 I'm not sure, and Magnus goes e5. What if I take? Yes, e5 I need to take, I guess, but Magnus wants to take. And now if I go queen e5, no, knight d2 and bishop d6. Shant played knight d2 and now knight c4. And we have, of course, playable position. Hard to say. And this is Pranesh played this, bishop d3, takes, short castle, c4 and knight c3, d4, knight d4 is coming. Now queen b3. Wow, some prep by Pranesh M. Yes, really difficult, really difficult. Hello, Max. Hello, Max. I apologize. What are we having here? Yes, Sindorov goes knight b6 and knight b3. Maybe again some prep by Daniel Dubov. Yes, we can see 9 minutes and 27 seconds. Yes, unbelievable prep by Dubov. No one analyzes that deeper. And yes, we see this position. Nihal is having white pieces. Nihal is, of course, isn't having any issues, but Maxim doesn't try to win with the black pieces this game. He is very much he's very much okay with the draw. Next game with the white pieces he will try. But maybe you will get with the black pieces some chances. And now this bishop doesn't have many good squares to go. You can try bishop d2 and then rook ac1 or rook fc1. Unfortunately, bishop e3 ideas are not that good because I can take. But anyway, it's possible to consider bishop e3, bishop e3, f takes c. But I don't think you really fight for any advantage after bishop e3 because with that ruined pawn structure, how can you be better? And yes, Dubov continues blitzing out, so he's pawn down, but he has some long-term compensation because your bishop on a6 and knight on b6 are out of the game. And of course, you have time to activate some of your pieces, bring your rook. Yes, a5, Magnus plays a4, a5, of course, Shant goes a4. And f5 ideas aren't really working because I can go knight g5, but from the other point of view, how are you going to threaten to attack my pawn on c5? You can also attack on a5, but again, how are you going? I don't think Magnus has any problems. Yes, somehow much goes um, good for Magnus, and we know that Magnus has another big or small conflict with chess.com because today morning I watched a video of Greg Master Reader, and I also very much recommend if you understand, if you speak Russian, then you can check his Russian channel, and generally his channels are great, and I'm big fan of his interviews and his podcasts and anything he does. And yes, he his last video was about conflict between Magnus and chess.com. And bishop f6. Bishop f6, so knight d5 ideas probably I could take bishop d5. It was nothing special. And g6. Wow. Yes, always you have c6 ideas. Whenever I move my bishop, you can always go c6. So let's see where should I go and what should I play. Knight d5, you can always take queen d5 and you threaten checkmate. I have bishop c4 and I have bishop e4, but let's say if you go c6, yes, bishop e4, knight c3 shouldn't be working, I guess, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe you can go knight c3, why not? Looks very much possible. I have c6, but after c6, it means that I'm going to have some small problems. Knight before I have, but knight before no. Rook takes d8 and then rook takes f8 or rook b8 and then bishop c2. But knight c3 is interesting. I need to take rook d8 and let's say you go some rook f d8. Rook f d8 and my bishop is hanging and he goes rook e8. Wow. Very smart, if you take bishop d5 and then bishop d5 and you take knight d5, I can take queen d5 because rook d5 checkmate is coming. So this looks very c4, bishop a6, knight d2, g6, knight e4. And now queen e5, bishop f6. Wow. Wow, this is wow. And so it was it xf and now rook e1 and now knight f1. But at some point he also played, oh wait, c3 and then h3 and then bishop c2, stopping bishop g4 ideas, and now knight d2. If you take, I can take with the bishop, maybe with the queen. So f5, e takes f, and rook e1, bishop d6, knight f1, and now knight g5. So takes king h8. Yes, if you go queen h5, bishop f5 is there. Knight g3 takes bishop f5 and bishop b3. Maybe you could go bishop b3, but yeah, bishop b3 d4. Maybe takes bishop f4, preparing some queen g4 stuff. C takes d. Yes, if you take queen d4, then I might have king h2. So this bishop e5, c5, g4, bishop g3. Some problems are there. Yes, takes and rook d1 is coming. Rook d1 is coming, and again Sam is having some problems. Rook d1, knight e2. Be careful, but Sam is having some problems. And this one I like. This one I like for young Christoph. Knight c5. If you take knight c5, I can take with the d or with the queen. And e2 isn't really hanging, but black looks great. And this one, Arjun's position looks interesting, but yes, it's not easy at all for Arjun. And he maybe played bishop e3. Yes, he played bishop e3, b3. Bishop e3 takes, and now he's again better. He's just dominating against. No, thank you very much. We are 7. We are 4. King e7. This should be better, of course, in a few different ways. I can just take your bishop and then try a3. I have some other moves, I'm sure. Yes, 96 I like very much, but you can maybe take. No, rook e6 shouldn't work because bishop d5. 96 you can take with the pawn and then a3. Maybe Maxim is just score is going to be 2-0 for and Dubov is going knight c5. What is this? He's maybe taking something on c5. He went knight c5 because otherwise, so in this position it was c5 and then takes, bishop goes back, this c5, otherwise queen c6 and then this knight c5. Whoa, knight c5 I like very much because d takes c, bishop c5 and you need to go rook e7, but that is lost. And actually Sindarov is in big trouble. Sindarov is in big trouble because yes, this I don't like at all. I can go rook d1. I can also play rook b1. And he does not have any time. He has only 1 minute and 31 seconds against 7 minute 40. And I'm sure that white is better as well. Yes, white is completely winning. White is completely winning. And you need to play some queen c8 and bishop b7. So it was this, queen e4. And then queen c6. And then knight c5. Beautiful, beautiful. Daniel Dubov, once again, he's showing his. Wow. And queen h3, Shant is threatening, of course, queen h8, and now Magnus needs to stop. Yes, Magnus can go bishop g7, because if bishop g7, how are you going to checkmate? Because this, I have king f8. Yes, you can go check and you can try to win my pawn, but rook is coming to f7. Let's see what will Magnus do. Magnus he hasn't played yet. So we are 6 people watching. We are 6 and Magnus goes bishop g7 and maybe this is another point for Magnus. I think, yes, this is unfortunately didn't go well for Shant. Yes, position isn't worse for him. He played f3 and then he pushed g4, takes f5, takes knight g5 and f4 and then takes and then, yes, this is. Okay, b3. Oh, this should be massively better. This should be massively better for Vincent and I apologize for Pranesh. He managed to outplay because you are having very much restricted bishop. I can say even useless bishop. Bishop is well placed but useless, and I have a very strong bishop, dark squared bishop. I can easily go bishop b2 and just place my queen on c3. Yes, this is a big advantage, of course, not material advantage, but positional advantage. Yes, I think Pranesh has all the chances to come back and to win this game. And this one looks super dangerous, but I think it should be also winning for white. But at the same time, bishop c4, white. Yes, I already moved my king because I was thinking, why not bishop c4, knight c4, and then short castle? But of course, you already moved your king, and you cannot really go short castle. But anyway, this should be better, right? Yes, this is better. So Lazarik had better position, but now he is in huge trouble. And Sevian is having problems. And now King G3, King F3, King E4, King D5 maybe. But Black will play King F7, King E6. I think objectively game should end in a draw, but uh, some problems definitely are there for Sam Sevian. And King is coming to E4 and you want to go King D5. If you bring your King to E6, then I will start pushing my G, double G and H pawns. And Yan is, of course, in some trouble. Yan is in some trouble. Queen f6 doesn't work because of rook e2 or some other moves. If you take queen d8, rook d8, position should be lost. So Yan is in some trouble. And Sina is completely winning again. Sina is completely winning again. What a guy. You know, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I admire. I admire. And like to defeat Arjun Erigaisi. Yes, the score after two games is 2-0. This boy, and I'm big fan. I'm big fan of Sina. Look at this, queen f3, and then rook d2, b3. Bishop d6, so bishop g5. Nice, and Arjun blundered queen b3, and this is lost. So score is 2-0 for Sina, and of course, yeah, and yes, here Maxim has practical chances to save the game, but only because Nihal is having 1 minute and 20 some seconds. Uh, yes, yes. Ray Lopez, you are absolutely right. I have seen that video by Anna Kramling. Yes, he sees the moves ahead. Yes, yes, they are just destroying, they are just crushing. So Dubov is 2-0 against Sindarov, and also yes, Sina is 2-0, and I guess here also should be 2-0. Oh, and this one I don't like. This one I think no, this I'm not big fan of. So still, white should be okay very much, but I would try to be. If I take queen f6, then rook e1 comes. If I take rook e8, queen f6, then rook e1 checkmate comes. So position doesn't look that easy, you know. And he played this and king f7, and but you need to. So king f1 and queen g5, queen c5, and then takes rook d7. But maybe queen f2. He played this. No, this is. Of course, white is not worse, and you can push your pawn, but I mean, objective evaluation of the position shouldn't be that lost, that bad for Mr. German number one and Vincent Keimer. And Yu Yang is, they are playing. Unfortunately for Chinese player, short castle idea is not possible, and this is not that easy. This is not that easy, but you can go rook e1, but rook e1, let's not forget about queen f5. Rook f1, of course, Yu Yang sees everything. And let me remind you, dear viewer, that Ding Liren has won 3 games in Chinese team championship, and he's increasing some 6 rating points, and he's 27, 30 plus 30, maybe even 6. So Ding Liren is slowly back after his world championship match. This is the first classical games he's playing, and Chinese team championship goes quite good for him. 3 out of 3. And today I checked the games, all 3. Yes, h4, of course, you need your pawn here. At some point, you can also go h3. Rook e1 is trying. Takes under h3. Vincent. But bishop f3, I don't like. He goes, of course, queen g3. I haven't seen this. Queen f2. Queen f3. And if I take later on, he wants to go c5. But this is something you can play forever, no? Takes, and he goes bishop d4. So basically he says, give that pawn. No, bishop c5. Bishop c5. Bishops. Oh, he could go bishop c5. No, bishop c5 should be the best move here in this position. No, bishop c5, bishop b6. Oh, what a mistake. What a mistake by Pranesh. No, this is just time will be enough. Time will be enough. 39 seconds. Already no time advantage. And of course, this is some miss. Yes, f4. Yes, he already Pranesh should be playing carefully. Yes, I think Vincent offered the draw, which has been agreed by Pranesh. Maybe c5? Maybe c5? Yes, he goes c5, queen e4. You need to play queen e4, queen e2, queen b2, queen d3, rook b1, queen c4, queen c2, king h1, of course. Whoa! Wow! And Sevian lost. Sevian lost another game, and Duda won, and Nihal won again. This is unbelievable. Ray Lopez 99. Ding Duran is 33 years old. Coincidence. Players peak in their 30s. Yes. I remember. Yes, it was interesting that he hasn't played about since the December of 2024. Yes, more than 17, 18 months. And yes, he decided. Of course, he has been playing some rapid tournaments, and now he's back. Classical, playing classical. Yes, and he started quite well, 3 out of 3, and he's already world number, maybe even 15. We can, of course, check it. Yes, Ding Liren is world number 13. Ding Liren is having rating of 2740. Oh, thank you, Max. Amazing, you played 3 of top players on Tuesday. Yes, I played Hikaru, I played Fabio, I played Yesipenko, I played also 3 candidates and also many strong chess players. I watch your lives sometimes on a replay. Thank you very much. Appreciate. I learned from your game of last week against the modern defense when you go for the early g4. Appreciate very much. If my content and my games you like or you learn something from them, you take something from them, I appreciate very much. But what if they went immediately h5 after g4? Yes, 2-0 vs Arjun, crazy. Oh, wait, which game? Modern Defense? Which one is Modern Defense? I very much apologize. Maybe I'm Modern Defense. Which one is Modern Defense, guys? Uh, Modern Defense, and you go G4. What if they go H5? I played G4 in one of my tournaments. No, match is not over. Match is, as much as I know, match is not over. Match is not over because four games. I think they are having some break, but it's slightly surprising that we aren't having the third game here. And also, look, some of the matches are one. No, it should be 4 games. As much as I know, it is 4 games. It's like the King's Indian. Against King's Indian, I played G4. Yes, yes, I remembered. I remembered. Yes, if H5, my point is to capture on H5 and then play Bishop F3. If I'm correct, so my idea, if you go H5, so I played already H4 and I played G4. If you go H5, then I take G takes H. You need to take Rook H5 and I play Bishop F3 and then I play H5. So if I remembered the game correctly, then this was my idea. I wanted to implement. Guys, but please, why we aren't having? Why we aren't having? Okay, I have some games here to play. I have some moves here to play. And yes, this position I like. I need to get my queen on h4 or queen on g5. I guess queen h4 does look great, and the rook is coming to g8. Yes, this is great position for me. Super promising. And yes, I don't like my queen, but maybe my opponent blundered. No, he hasn't. If knight g5 with the idea to take here, first of all, he can move the king, but okay, h takes g, king g7. I need to go check and king f7, and unfortunately, rook is coming to g7. Unfortunately, rook is coming to g7, and I need to play this queen d1, I guess, right? I need to play the queen d1. Yes, I need to play queen d1. So I had my queen on h3, but yes, this is winning position for me. This is winning position for me. Yes, my opponent resigned. But what's the problem? Why aren't we having maybe some break? Is there any break? Is there any break? Ah, maybe it's only 2 games, huh? You are very much welcome. You're very much welcome, but wait, maybe it's can we see our Armageddon? Because somewhere I have seen it's 4 games. Titled. No, but we don't see the names, so it should be meaning. Ah, wow, wow. Hello, Arkady. Yes, I remembered you, of course. Thank you very much for joining my stream. It's my pleasure to have you here. And how are you doing? Uh, are you planning to play this year in Vlissingen? And did you play Grenke? Yes, thank you very much for informing me because it was difficult to find, and I'm not allowed to open, let's say, chess.com, YouTube, because of some rights. Hello, hello, Arkady. Hmm. Very well. Actually, yes. Vlissingen, yes. Grenke, sadly, no. Are you playing? No, I don't think. I don't think I will play this year in Vlissingen. I have been living in Singapore for 15, 16 months. Yes, I have been living there, and now I'm back since middle of March. I'm back to Armenia, and now, of course. I want to start playing some open tournaments, some tournaments, but still I'm not sure. Still I'm not sure where to play and how to start. Okay, not much time left and we are about to start. Yes, in this 15, 16 months I played only one open tournament in Japan. So Japan Open in 2025, yes. And Magnus needs a draw. Yes, draw will be enough for Magnus, and he goes e4. And we see that Vincent is playing Pranesh. Yes, this is known line. c6, knight c3 is the move, if I'm not mistaken. White is having ideas after c6, knight c3, bishop d2, and to play long castle. Knight h6 he goes. Yes, knight h6. I knew knight f6, but of course Pranesh knows better because he was helping Pragnananda. He was helping Pragnananda, but of course Prag didn't have a great tournament. So bishop d3, stopping short castle. And honestly speaking, knight does look great on f6, but he goes knight h6. And how are you going to? Ah, maybe they had the same opening in the first game. And Lazar goes c takes d, and now you can choose between taking with the knight, but taking with the knight doesn't look that great, but it's very much possible. Because e4 I can even go knight before, and of course he goes. Because if you take with the e pawn, then you are kind of fixing your pawn structure. Bishop b7, yes, I don't see much for white. Yes, c5 ideas are there. If you go e4, I will go knight f6. Maybe e4 you need to play, and then knight c3. I guess he wants to play knight c3, but knight c3, c5, and here what? Yes, here what? Yes, e5, I can always get the knight on d5 back. d5 ideas aren't really working. It takes d, let's say. Yes, this you can try some move like rook d1. This is typical, but I can take and rook c8. So Sevian is playing this line. How do you say it? It's a Slav defense and knight bd7, queen a5. Uh, I'm honestly speaking, I'm not aware what's the name of this line. Knight bd7, queen a5. So knight c4, queen c7, rook c1. This is very uh, sophisticated situation. Generally, you want to play rook c1, g3, bishop g2, short castle, but you need to be careful because black is having ideas to go c5. Black is also having ideas to go bishop d6 and then e5. So this f4 stopping and then bishop d3. Yes, I think this is well known, c5. And yes, as always, just start playing. Maybe we will see each other at some tournament. Enjoying your stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate that you joined my stream. Always my pleasure to have such a high-rated and strong chess player, and also a very good friend. Yes, yes. I want to start, but I'm not citizen of Germany, so also I need to apply for visa, which is questionable for my country, because it's not like let's have the visa and then I will decide to play in Vlissingen or to play somewhere in Europe. So first I need to decide which tournament to play, and then already I should collect the documents and then start applying for visa. So this is also some small technical stuff. Because for you it's easy. You can play in Vlissingen, you can play anywhere in Europe as much as I understand and know. But for me, it is uh, much more difficult. I could play in Kazakhstan because I got conditions, and I would say they are giving a single room and They are even covering some small part of my air ticket, but yes, once again, I'm not sure where to play. That is true. Okay, let's see, dear friends. Let's see what are we having. And Dubov needs a draw, and he has some small problems. No doubt, this is a dream scenario for White against Joko Piano, because White is having knight on g4, knight on f3. But I guess you will take twice on e5, right? You need to take, let's say, knight d takes, and then another knight takes. Yes, you need to take twice. I think. Makes no sense for you to take with the pawn. You take twice. Let's say knight takes e5. Maybe you can take d takes c and then play bishop d6, but let's not forget about bishop h6. So takes, you need to take, of course, knight e5, knight takes e5, d takes c, and some move like queen c4. Bishop e3, I can take queen e4. Unfortunately, bishop e3 is not there because of queen e4. Maybe I need to play queen c4. Maybe I need to play queen c4, and why not? Yes, queen c4. Sindarov goes queen c4. And what to play? Your pawn is under attack, b6, bishop c5. You don't have time. You will play bishop d6, but I can always go bishop b3. This is super unpleasant position because you are not going to checkmate me along this g or f file. And my bishop is coming to e3. My f2 pawn is super well protected. Whenever rook f3, I can play king h1, and I will go b6 at some point, or I will take on b6. So Dubov is in some danger. And you know, if he, yes, he is in control, because if he loses this game, he will have white pieces in the fourth game. Maxim is playing against Nihal, and Maxim, of course, is not worse. But I don't think you can even maybe go c5, but c5 d4, d4 is coming. C takes b, rook b5, and maybe some b6 stuff or queen d7 stuff. No, I guess b6 maybe. Yes, queen b3. No, but queen b3, queen h3 I might take, you know? I managed to trade my b7 pawn with h3, which is, generally speaking, queen h3, Nihal goes, of course, no, Nihal goes, rook b7, and now, okay, I don't have enough pieces to checkmate you, because knight g4, you just take bishop g4, and then you are threatening also rook b8 ideas. Yes, Maxim is in super risky zone, because one draw and he's losing this much. So what are we having here? So we have e4, e6, and Magnus is having some small issues. Knight f4, rook g8. Yes, Magnus is down a pawn. Yes, Magnus is down a pawn, and maybe some small chance for Shant Sargsyan. Yes, it's not that easy for black to play, because now I'm ready. Take on e6. Of course, Shant goes knight e7. He is better. He is better, but it's super difficult. Yes, what are we having? This looks so promising for white. Wait. Oh, short castle, knight f8, and c5. Wow, no. No, this is not how you should be playing, with the huge respect to Pranesh, but knight f8. Your knight is on h6, your knight is on f8. You haven't completed your development, and you go knight f8, and of course c5. Look at this. Very simple and known break in the center. Yes, I'm just opening the center, so takes 95. And bishop e6, I'm not sure why not c takes d, bishop d4. Maybe I can play any move, knight f3 even. So this, knight e4. Oh, another blunder. Like, but hard to say what else to play, because I threaten knight c5. And then this, and of course, I think with this game, Vincent is going to win and win the match. So because of wrong choice, opening choice with the black pieces, unfortunately for Pranesh. And bishop f4, yes, this looks interesting. e5, knight f5. If you go e5, I have knight f5, and where else are you going to place? I think Yuyangi had very good chance with the white pieces, but He didn't manage, and this is already some small problems. You can go queen b7 easily because e5 never works. But after queen b7, I have knight d6, which can be unpleasant for you. But knight d6, you can take rook d8. Yes, queen b7 is interesting. But after queen b7, I can go also knight c7 and then try to take your bishop. Wow, this looks something for Sam. This looks something for Sam, but bishop h7 isn't working. Queen h5. I can always go king g8, queen h5. I can try, but g6, let's say. No, you go g6 and then you take knight e5 and my position collapses. So I would go knight g4, but again, I'm not sure what's the point behind knight g4. You will go some nice bishop h7. What are we missing? Queen h5, king g8, and rook f3 wants to play. No, rook f3, knight d7, knight f5, knight g6, knight f7, knight d7, bishop d7, rook f3. Maybe Sam wants to play. Maybe Sam wants to play rook f3, and if you go f6, I have g6. But maybe Sam forgot about f5 and then g6, knight f6 ideas. No, Sam took on h7 and played queen h5, but I think from practical point of view, maybe right decision, because if you don't take bishop h7 and you don't go queen h5, then black is already having super safe position. Maybe something will work here, but I don't see anything better than rook f3. Honestly speaking, I don't see anything better than rook f3. Yes, he goes rook f3, and now I think he maybe forgot about f5, but because if I go f5, you go g6, I have knight f6. But position after knight f6, queen moves to h4, but where do I go? No, this is lost, of course. This is lost for Sam. I don't believe in this. Yeah, somehow I don't believe. I can also go queen b2, which is an annoying move, super annoying move. Yes, but I like this f5 also. F5. Uh, yes, you need to play g6, and I go knight f6. Yes, queen h4. I saw that queen h4, and maybe you are right. Maybe I underestimated because my knight doesn't go anywhere. Okay, rook f3. Let's see what else can I do. Mhm. No, but this bishop g5. Wow, wow. They are so sharp. They are so sharp. F takes g. Wait. Isn't no, f takes g. He wants to take 95 and then f6. Huh? F6. He wants to go. Wow. Wow. Of course, rook h3. No, but rook h3, you have bishop h6, and I need to play some knight g4, but you can go e5. Wow, this is yes, this is super sharp. Mm. So bishop g5, how are we going? Bishop g5, rook h3, bishop h6 is coming. Do we take f takes g? But f takes g, knight e5, rook h3, f6, queen h7, king f7, g takes f. Maybe you need to take f takes g, you know? Maybe you need to take f takes g. Because queen g5 I don't like much, which is possible, but I have f6. Queen g5, f6. Yes, I just go f6, and then you need to play knight d7, bishop d7. Yes, bishop g5 is strong. Yes, bishop g5. But what if f takes g? What if f takes g? Because f6 isn't working. You need to take knight e5. I go rook h3. You go f6, right? Or you can go also f5. You can go f5. Yes, I underestimated this f5. Mm. You go f5, and if queen h7, you play king f7. Rook h3, yes, bishop h6 is more or less forced. And what does Sam wants to play? Knight g4 he wants to play. Well, knight g4 and then e5, knight f5 maybe. No, but knight g4, yes, he threatens my bishop. Yes, e5. Maybe Nodirbek underestimated this knight f5. Maybe e5, knight f5. Maybe e5, knight f5. And that is super dangerous. That is super dangerous because I have knight h6, I have knight e7 even, so you don't have queen g6. Maybe he is losing. Maybe this is a chance for Sam Sevian. This is a chance and very good chance for Sam Sevian. Knight f5, knight f5. This should be game over. This should be game over. I don't think Nodirbek can find any tricks. Yes, I don't think. You can take queen b2. No, you are going to get checkmated. You are going to get checkmated. What else? Knight, king h7 he goes. But wait, this cannot work. Wow, king h7 and still he plays. They don't give up. They don't give up. But wait. How do I checkmate? Knight h6, g takes h, and queen f5? No. G takes h because knight h6, I have queen g6 check, no? Sam needs to be, but king g7? King g7, he wants to take rook h6. Yes, queen g6, rook h6, game over. King g7, rook h6, and then takes king h6. But no, that should be lost. That should be lost because your pieces aren't having king g7 and rook h6. Sam should be going rook h6. Rook h6 takes, knight h6, king h6, and this should be lost. But how do I connect my rook? King f2, maybe even here king f2, king f2, rook f1. Just queen g5 first, king h7, king f2. Yes, this is smart. Yes, this is lost. This should be lost, and what a game! What a game! And maybe even Mr. Roman, coach of Sindarov, he can collect this position as well, because I heard he has 40,000 positions, and chess world is waiting and excited to see and to read and to buy his chess book, because he's writing a chess book. And Arkady, if you are still in our chat, I would like to hear your opinion, because you are also from Germany. And have you heard about him and how long ago? But, maybe he's yes. King is going f8. I think Sam hasn't played. Oh, look at this. Bishop h7, queen h5, rook f3. Of course, overall, of course. I myself also. So knight e5, f takes c, f5, g6, knight f6, queen h4. You were absolutely right. And now rook h3, look at this. And then knight g4, and then knight f5. Mr. Roman, please collect this position. Bishop h7 and queen h5. And now takes, queen g5, but queen g5, yes, of course, queen g5, so simple. And this is winning, but I think, yes. No, I heard about him in 2023. It was end of the year. I was playing in. Actually, wait. This is maybe. Yes, I was playing in El Lobregat. So I was playing there, and yes, dear friends, this is. Yes, Noderbeck is not. And Vincent is not complete. No, he is completely winning, but Magnus drew the game. Magnus won the match, and this is completely winning. You can, yes, knight c4. So in 2023, it was December, so even maybe November, I was sharing my room with Vladimir Fedosiev, and like we were sharing the room. He was maybe first or second number in the tournament, and I was in top maybe 10. And one of the days before lunch, we started discussing some chess news, and I asked Vladimir with whom are you working recently? And he said, like, no way you will know name of my coach. And I was like, wait, Vladimir, are you joking? Because like in chess world, so many years I'm playing, and I have seen and I have mm, met so many chess players and chess coaches, or at least heard about them. But Vladimir said that he will be super surprised if I will know him. And of course, I said, okay, don't reveal the name. Just say like his age, which country is he from, and this kind of information. Of course, he gave all the information, and I wasn't able to. I said, of course, Chuchelov, I said Agard, and I said Ramesh, and everyone, and yes. But I didn't manage to guess because I didn't know the person. I didn't know Mr. Roman. And already there in November, December of 2023, he was working maybe one plus a year with Roman. So this one also ended in a draw. And yes, this is unfortunately Sam played such a beautiful game. Sam played such a beautiful game, sacrificing, but eventually he didn't. And yeah, Duda has won. Wow! After losing the first game, he managed to win two games in a row. And Sino is 3-0. Wow! Like mm, yes, friends. I don't know even how to describe this situation. Like it is possible to win against Arjun Erigaisi, but 3-0, this is unbelievable. And Nihal also. Wow, 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 from this position in a few moves. Like from this position it's wait. So takes. And then rook f3, rook f7. Yes, he blundered queen g3. I actually was amazed that yes, was one of his students a long time ago, Creeds, and yes. I also watched his interview with Sagar Shah. Yes, you are right, and because I played Leonid Kreitz. It was 2008 and European Individual Championship. I was very young, 15 years old, and yes, I played him and I lost against Kreitz. But and if I am not mistaken, Leonid Kreitz is husband of Nadezhda Nadezhda Kosnitseva, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, yes, of course, Dennis Wagner and Rainer Buhmann and Georg Meyer. He also worked with Meyer. Yes. So in a few moves, no, Sindarov lost. And what are we having? We are having few matches. We have this one, Yu Yangi against Denis Lazovic. We have this one. Duda is playing the fourth game. I think only two matches, right? Because Sina won, Nihal won, Dubov won, and Nodirbek won, and Vincent won, and Magnus won. Okay, only two games are there. Only two games, and better of defense, Bishop d3, and this short castle 95. I think very trendy line, Bishop e2, and then f4, Bishop e3, and yes, this knight f3. Maybe with the idea is to go Queen d4 and then Rook a d1 if you jump knight d4. If you go knight e6, I can always go queen d2 or queen e3. Yes, the main question, yes, c6, of course he goes c6, super flexible move. I would consider going queen d4, but king h1 is also very much needed. Very much needed. Yes, and I think now Roman he surpassed Chuchelov, Jacob Agard, and also Ivan Sokolov, and some other well-known coaches. Because this is some another level. Seems like another level because I also heard that I was watching interview. I'm not sure. Yes, he worked also with Jordan Van Forest. He also worked with someone else as well. So Fedoseev, Jordan, yes, Bibisara, yes, Sindarov, and yes, I'm not sure who was. Yes, 95, Queen f6, Bishop is also coming to f5, maybe not much. You can try Queen b4, but I don't understand why Queen b4, Knight is coming to e4. Yes, he goes c4, Bishop e6. Why not Bishop e6? C takes d, Bishop d5. Maybe Bishop e6? Maybe Bishop e6. And how is Jan doing? Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, Jan is of course better, slightly better. You aren't going to checkmate because knight is always going knight c6. Yes, white is of course better. Maybe you would like to have your rook not on f4, somewhere on d1. And I'm sure you would like to have it because your rook doesn't do anything on f4. Of course, you can start pushing g4, but I think Duda is slowly preparing this rook e5 stuff. He wants to play rook e5. And I'm sure that Jan is already considering some b4 ideas, b4, b5, but you're also opening your king. And he hasn't played his move yet. Maybe bishop e6, you have queen b4, some strange move attacking my... bishop e6, he goes bishop e6, and if c takes d, then queen b4. Of course, he goes queen b4, and what's the point? Maybe b6. Knight c6, d takes c, no, d takes c, bishop c4 is coming. But how am I? I have knight d4, but the knight d4, queen b7, and my ideas aren't that obvious. My ideas aren't that obvious. I have, of course, some tricks, but it's not much. I can go b6, but you will take knight c6. You will take knight c6, and I don't know. D takes c, bishop takes c4. No, I think I'm down a pawn. I think I'm down a pawn. But how am I going to defend my pieces? Now, queen e7 I have, but queen e7... Yes, I would like to have some other move. And yes, before, of course, at some point he went queen c3 and then rook e5 before. He was more or less forced because black is ready to take rook a5 or knight a5 before queen e6. Yes, I think Duda is super close to achieve his draw because now he also threatens this g5. Black is stopping this b5 ideas, I'm sure, because I can take queen a2 and then maybe take on a5. Also, I have a g5 threat, which is super annoying. Of course, it doesn't win the game because you can always go rook e4, but it makes very easy black's defense. Knight e4, queen b7, queen h6 is nothing. Let me see. Knight e4, and he hasn't gone for queen b7. Queen h6. Queen h6 might be. I wasn't sure. I was thinking about queen h4. Let's see what's the best. Knight e4 because b6. Why knight c6? Yeah, knight c6 is also working. Computer says d4 with some compensation. So it was knight e4, and if I take, yes, taking is possible, but you have queen h6. You have queen h6, you have also some rook b8 stuff, so it was bishop d3. Yes, bishop d3 is not the most principal one because according to computers, Young goes c5, young goes c5. Wait. If I play d5, then how, like, I can check in d5. No, check in d5 game. Uh, check in d5, but check in d5, maybe queen b2 he can go. Jan is trying his very last chances. I have also g5. G5 is very decent move, I guess. G5 is very decent move. H takes g, f takes g. Bishop c4 is nothing. d5 is coming always. And yes, your rook is. No, I don't think you have rook c4. You need to play rook e4 at some point, but after rook e4, I think. Yeah, rook e4 is smart. I can take you. You will take it, and I can just take your pawn on c5 and then pawn on e4. Yes, that doesn't look. Yes, Duda is super safe. He is just choosing which one to play. d5 is also there. You can try, but d5 is matter of uh, um preferences. And he goes g5, of course, something super concrete, and now rook e4, h takes g, and then rook e4 probably, yeah? Because c takes d doesn't work, rook c4 is nothing, I can go d5, okay, rook d4, I can take it. You need to play rook e4, I guess, because rook f7, queen f7, c takes d, Jan is thinking, but rook e4, of course, here you keep some very good chances to not be worse. Yes, but the problem, you would very much like to have some pawn on a3. Yes, I have queen a2, king b1. I have so many moves. I can go queen a2 and d5. For example, I'm sure very interesting idea. Queen a2 and d5, just completely restricting your bishop on f2. I can also take on c5 because queen h8 ideas are nothing. But you have queen h8. I will go some queen e8. You will take bishop c5 and maybe some small chances. Whoa, what a mess. What a mess. What a mess, but wait. Yuyangi just blundered. Am I blind or someone has blundered his queen? Am I blind or like is it completely lost or you have something? Like bishop h7, king h7, queen a6, knight a6, c takes d, bishop d5, knight g4, I can take rook d6, knight f6, g takes f. Wow, what a blunder. What a blunder by Mr. So we played this a5 and knight c5, yes, knight c5. And now some move repetition should be there. Yes, you go queen b6 and then you take knight d3, takes c. Black isn't worse, but this rook a6. Huge blunder by Yu Yangyi. And Yang queen e4 takes, and Duda decided to bishop b6. Whoa, bishop b6, king d7. He doesn't care at all. He doesn't care at all because he wants to take queen b4 always. Yes, queen is gone. He's yes, this one he takes the rook d1, but I don't have doubts. Slowly, black will stabilize his position. You need to play some bishop b1. I guess I can even take bishop a2 after bishop b1 to trade the bishops. No, this is gift. It was a gift for Denis Lazavic, and I'm not sure about he deserved or not. And he goes bishop a2, bishop e4. Hmm. You need to be still precise. You need to be still precise. Maybe bishop b6 can be that precise move. Because if rook d6, then you have queen f4. Yes, he goes rook d8. A classy move. I like it. Rook d8, queen d8. Otherwise, bishop is coming to d5. Yes, I like it very much. Bishop d5. Of course, go bishop d5. Get your bishop. Bishop b1. Probably Yu Yangi will play. Otherwise, makes no sense to trade anything. Yes, bishop b1 and yes, g6. He goes g6, not h6, g6. Yes, this is some very educational stuff, playing g6 and how to convert, how to win winning positions. Ah, yes, this is even over because 97 is coming. Maybe they will have a second game as well. Bishop e6. Well, still, Yu Yang is playing, Yu Yang is fighting. Yes, bishop f5. another classy move, you know. Let's get rid of this dangerous bishop. Nepo still with some chances, or it... Yes, yes, Nepo lost. Nepo lost. Lazovic is winning. Of course, he will win. I don't have doubt because 3 minutes is like a lot of time. And yes, somehow I don't see any chances. You can also go knight d3. But of course, be careful to not trade many pieces. And Jan lost. Jan lost, and this is Jan Nepomniachtchi was playing young Christoph Duda, and after winning the first game, Duda managed to come back, and he won 3 games in a row, and he won the match. And he won the match, very impressive, very impressive. And I think maybe we are having another matches today as well. So yes, Arkady, what do you think about Erdogmush and Topalov match 5-1? So first of all, uh, like about the score, because losing three and half, 2.5 is completely another scenario, and losing 5-1, it's like something else. And also, generally, what do you think about Erdogmush becoming the youngest 27 player? Yes, generally, dear viewers, you can also share your opinion. What do you think about Erdogmush becoming the youngest grandmaster, youngest 2700 player, which is just unbelievable and insane. Rook f4, 97 isn't working. No, 97 is not there. You can try 97, but I can take queen e7 and rook f4 takes queen e1, queen e5, queen b2, knight a5. He's trying to get rid of, but rook f3. Dear Yu Yangi, this is over for you, unfortunately. At least this game, maybe you will have black pieces to play. Wow, why not rook? Wow, this is super. Like, just take rook f3. No, why not rook f3? Knight f1, knight d2. Yes, knight f1, game over. And yes, Lazovic won. I actually was surprised Topalov is still playing, not to take anything away from Erdogmus, but I think Topalov was maybe not the strongest opponent for a match, but the games were very convincing. Yes, yes. You know, like Topalov is away. He doesn't play chess. Maybe once per year, he gets invitation from Grand Chess Tour, Rapid and Blitz, and he comes, he plays, and he usually plays very badly. And even with a huge respect once again, but players like David Gavrilescu, they are winning usually 2-0. Or how many games are they playing? Like one Rapid game and then two Blitz games, and usually like 2.5, at least scoring 2 points against Topalov. And you know, like David Gavrilescu, he's a very decent, very strong and young chess player, but uh, he's not even close to 26. He's close to 2600, but I mean, not comparable with like Sina and with these prodigies, you know, not. And if David Gavrilescu is winning against Topalov, then of course others for others should be not that hard. But already he defeated, he won against Widler, he won against MVL, and he won against Topalov. But I would like very much to see him playing some open tournaments, because he played Grand Swiss in 2025. Yes, yes, I also have some doubts because he became the youngest 2700. and he is having rating of 27 plus, maybe 27 and 9 if I'm not mistaken. But that of course doesn't mean that keep he can keep that rating, because like for example, I don't think he can keep his rating in some open tournaments or in some tournaments like Grand Swiss. Of course, we are not talking about any small open tournament. I'm saying about Qatar Masters, or I'm saying about Grand Swiss, or some other strong open tournaments like Fabiano was playing. I think Fabi, even this year in 2026, he played some open tournament in St. Louis, and he scored 7.5, or maybe 7. And I think there he will be risking a lot. He will be risking a lot. Okay, what are we having, dear friends, best viewers? No, we aren't interested that much. Are we having any matches, or aren't we having results? Yes, Magnus Carlsen will be playing against Vincent. Denis Lazavic will be playing against Noderbeck. Um, and Jan Christo Duda will be playing Sina, and Nihal will be playing Dubov. And let's not forget that it was super important game between Dubov and Nihal won that game. And yes, we should be having. So now we have, wow, Shan Sargisian will be playing Pranesh Sham, Yu Yangi will be playing Sam Sevian, and Yan Niponrishi will be playing Arjun Erigaisi, and Maxim Vachel Lagrave will be taking Chavokhir Sindarov. Okay, thank you very much for joining my stream, Arkady. Have a nice evening, and whenever you are free, please join. It's always my pleasure to discuss chess and some chess topics with you. Thank you very much, and all the best to you as well. Hmm. If Dubov keeps playing this Italian, next round I will eat my shoe. No, 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 please, dear viewer. Be careful, because Dubov is most likely going to play e4, e5 if his opponent plays e4, of course. Okay, we have some break, and yes, I will come in a few minutes. Thank you very much. Just to take some sparkling water and maybe some small snack. Hello, dear friends. Hello, everyone. I'm back, and some people are sending friend requests. Yes, I usually accept all of them. Oops, what did I press? Hmm.
Playoffs now. There's 16 players still in the event. There's 250,000.
Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel if you and my Twitch, of course, if you don't mind and if you like. Appreciate very much. And will they start automatically or not? Will they start or not? Of course, you need to pick. And Arjun is playing, I think, two games. Best of two. So Arjun is playing Yan, Maxim is playing Jawahir, Sam is playing against Yu Yang, and Pranesh is playing against Shant Sargisian. Let's wish all the best to the players and best of two. We aren't having any comments. Okay, what are we having? German Bundesliga, and then Magnus is playing. Yes, this is wow, wow. This is Sigeman tournament 2026. Magnus is playing Nodirbeck, Arjun, Van Forest, and then we have Grand Chess Tour Rapid. So who is playing there? So Prague is playing Vincent, Sindarov, Alireza, Caruana, Giri, Aronian, and Pashela Graf. And then, of course, Rapid and Blitz. And then what else we are having? Super Chess Classic Romania, and everyone is playing there. Norway Chess 2026, Magnus is playing. And then we have third UZ Chess Cup 2026. Noderbek is playing Arjun Sindarov Nepomniachtchi, and dates aren't clashing because FIDE World Rapid Team 2026 in Hong Kong, in China, Magnus Fabi, Vashela Graf, and then World Team, and then Croatia, Bill, and many interesting tournaments. And yes, we are here B6. Will at some point Jawahir go f5? We will see, of course, not now after some king h8 preparing. So what is this? What is this? Knight f3 and yes, h6 in this position, and then knight f6, bishop f4, c5, e3, c takes d, knight takes d4, knight c6, queen a4, and now c takes d, knight takes d5. If you take knight d5, I will be capturing e takes d. You can go bishop b5. I will capture knight d4, I guess, or not really. No. Knight d5, e takes d, bishop b5, bishop b4 is coming. So you can take knight d5, e takes d, knight c6, bishop c6, bishop b5. But I have ideas like queen b6 to go. And what are we having again? Shan goes knight h5. He wants to go knight f4, and you need to go at some point. And what is this? Wow, here knight d5, bishop e7, rook e1, and then knight d7, so bishop f1. Rook d8, and I think white needs to prepare some before ideas, maybe even here before, but unfortunately you can take twice and bishop c5 does not win anything because this is hanging. Yes, rook b1 he wants to go before. Of course, I can try knight f4 before. And my pieces are looking very active, and knight f4 maybe doesn't really work because of g3. So position is very complicated. And same goes knight b5 and then takes e5 because otherwise knight c7 is very unpleasant and he goes e5. You need to go somewhere with the queen, but where exactly? And a6 is coming. Wow, wow, this is quite surprising, but you can go queen f3 and then bishop c4. Sam needs to play queen f3. You need to go queen f3, Sam, and then a6, bishop c4. Sam, if you want to play for something, then just go queen f3. But after queen f3, I can of course move my bishop to maybe even b4 or e7 and bishop. But queen f3 should be the best move, no? No. Queen e4. Wow, queen e4 and then knight d4. Second best is queen f3, but queen f3, bishop e6. And Sam, of course, goes queen f3. Will Yu Yangi go bishop e6? I guess yes, he will see it. Because if you go a6, my point was to go bishop c4, and bishop c4 is finishing the game. Of course, small tactical idea, but Yu Yangi, such a strong player like Yu Yangi, he will see, of course. Thank you very much for friend request. And yes, this is Shant played knight f4 and went knight e6, so j3 h4, b4 also. Queen e8, Shant knows everything. He's threatening a takes b, c takes b, and bishop takes a4, rook takes a4. And what are you going to play? What are you going to play? If you go b5, you can, but b5 I will go bishop b7 or I will go bishop d7, and Pranesh goes b5, I will play bishop b7 or bishop d7. Both are very much okay. And Shant goes bishop b7, and you need to bring your rooks, rook d1. You can go also knight c4. I would like to have this knight on c5, but of course that will take very long time, but Shant of course goes. Shant goes and knight c4, but knight c4 I can take on rook d8 or maybe knight d7. No, knight b3. Wow, this is also smart. He wants to play c4, c5. And yes, it was bishop b4, not bishop b6, and then takes, bishop c4, and black isn't having problems. But yeah, short castle, maybe knight d4, but I don't think. Oh, this looks so good for white. Bishop a4. And what if I go queen, I don't know, queen c1? Okay, queen e2 I don't like. You want to go c6? And c6 here doesn't work because of bishop f7, right? Just, oops. Not bishop e6, takes, maybe knight takes e5. And then queen d7, bishop e5, knight e5. So he goes first bishop a4. Wow, this is quite beautiful. And what if I go c6? No, c6 you have, but c6 of course doesn't finish the game because I have knight b6, c takes d, and some moves. I can also take bishop f7 and then knight b6. Yes, bishop f7 is probably winning the game again. Knight b6. Mm, your bishop is trapped. Yeah, still game goes on. You can try knight d6. I will take. You will take with the a pawn. Yes, but white is of course not worse. So queen e2, and Sindarov is taking his time. And Arjun, wow. And you have b4, you have rook c5. b4 is possible and very interesting. Rook c4 is also possible. If you go rook c4, I can take on c5 twice. I can also go. No, queen b5 shouldn't be working. Should not be working. Oh, they are. Should I take bishop c5? But bishop c5, you have b takes c. No, queen c5, of course, no one is going to capture with the queen. You will take b takes c. I have queen c1. Yes, hard to say that. I'm better. Bishop c5, b takes c, queen c1. He wants to play, I guess. I apologize. Yes, king f2, queen d2, bishop e2. No, but game should slowly end in a draw. Objectively speaking, white is better, but yes, f6. And this is, of course, very drawish and very equal. Wow! So it was knight f4 takes e5, knight d8, and knight is coming to e6. Knight is coming to e6. Queen e4, c6, knight d6. Wait, wait, wait. Oh, come on. Look at this. White is better and massively better. You can play knight d2 and then, knight is coming to e4. So here in this position, Maxim went this and c6. What a blunder. No, massively. In a massively better position. Yes, white is of course massively better. White is massively better. Attacking the bishop and now taking and queen a5, but Jan played this and bishop b7. You can take knight e4. And rook c4 takes, bishop e4, rook d1 takes, queen b8. Maybe knight e6? Knight e6 or rook f3. Yes, you can take and f3. No, Jan is unfortunately for him losing and rook f3. First knight a6, queen a6 and rook f3. And Sindorov is doing great. You can take also on c3. And this somehow I don't like much. But why? But queen f2. Wait. Maybe queen f2? Because queen f6 I will take. And how are you going to play? Are you going to play bishop e6 or are you going to play bishop h5? Because bishop h5 I can of course go g4. I can also go queen f5, which is forcing king c2 he plays. Wow, this is also surprising. So queen f2 isn't working because oh, you go even queen f6? Queen takes queen d6. Wow. Okay. Arjun is of course massively better because you cannot activate your queen or most of your pieces because of some back rank threats. And at the same time, I can slowly start advancing my A and maybe B pawns. Yes, massively better position. And this one, queen c6, takes, rook f2. No, this should be over. You can try rook d7, but I have queen g5. No, this should be very bad. This is very bad because, in this position, what is massively better? You go knight d2, and whenever opponent plays any c6, you can play bishop c4, bishop b3, and your knight is coming to e4. And yes, after knight d4, you have ideas to jump knight f6. You have also many other ideas. Yes, but queen e4, and he forgot that knight d6. I just take c takes d, and your queen is hanging. Very, yes, very bad. Very sadly for MVL. He's not going to lose. He's going to lose. And this one does look drawish. Maybe black is slightly preferable. Yes, black is very slightly preferable because pawns are on e5 and f5. You can also push maybe the other pawn on g7. But I don't like g5. Yes, I don't like this because you have e4. You will allow opponent to go e4. And now players are just waiting. Sam just goes king f2 and king e2. But of course, Yu Yangi will be trying to play for something more, of course, because he has one more minute on clock. And yes, this should be. Oh, wait. King b3 he plays, and then he has queen c3 ideas. But how did he manage to? So Shan Sarkisian went bishop e6, queen c3, and now takes, and this pawn on a5 is falling, but he went for this, and then check, king b3. You can take my pawn on g3 with the check, and maybe you need to go. Maybe you need to go. But maybe this can be, yes, this can be super interesting pawn endgame, no? g5, I will take, you will take, and a5. But who is winning? But yes, I think no, white is faster. Because a6 and then b6 and then d6. Yes, super interesting. And but king d7, Shan goes king d7 and then king d6. Wow, unbelievable, unbelievable. Yes, if you go a5 again, it should be enough because I have queen e2 and I have so many checks. Your king is so exposed. Yes, I think at some point players are going to agree in a draw. I think computer will show some advantage. No, no, computer doesn't show anything. I thought for computer it's better, but not. And Yu Yang is trying. Yu Yang is really trying, and he's because Sam doesn't have time. Unfortunately, Sam Savian today is not enough fast, and this is very bad for him. With this time control, like 2 extra minutes, he can just continue playing even some very, very simple endgame. Let's not forget that Sam had winning position against Nodirbek, and because of time pressure, he lost. Yes, of course, a5 and queen f1, queen b5 is coming, queen b. Uh, yes, queen b1 and queen b5 are there. Yes, he's ready to give up this pawn. But after getting the pawn, I don't think I have any problems. Like why in this queen f3 he tries. Well, this is smart. This is smart by Grandmaster uh, Pranesh. King e7, Shant is playing king e7, but what about some queen f5? How is he going? Queen d6 he wants to play, and he goes queen d6. Yeah, Shant is going queen d6, but no, I'm not big fan of this. I'm not big fan of this because I can play some queen c8 and then continue with improving my position. No, this cannot be. And yes, Yu Yang is trying. Yu Yang is trying. Uh, and what is this? King b4, king b5. King b5 is coming, or what is coming? Yes, king b5 you can try, but no, this unfortunately Jan is lost. Jan is losing. Jan is losing very important game. And h5, he wants to go g5 at some point. But if I play this, king e7, I can go king. Even if I go king bishop c2, just bishop c2, play bishop c2. No, but what about g5 and then h4? No, but you have g6, bishop c4. Bishop c4 is also not. The bishop is coming to f1 and then bishop g2. This is lost. This is lost, unfortunately, for Jan Nepomniachtchi. Opponent is having 54 seconds, but this is more than enough, and Jan resigned, and Sindarov also won. And they are playing. Of course, Sam is not lost, and they are also trying. They are also trying. Huh. Yes, Shant managed to see this queen a6, and he is not, of course, worse. Already Pranesh should be very precise to not get any problems, and still they are trying. And rook a5. Sam is trying because what else to do? You need to go e6 even maybe. But how to improve? Rook g3 is. If I take h takes g, you will take king g3. I don't want to take, but you can also go king e4. Of course, Sam uh, easily position is a drawn, very simple draw, but Sam is not worse. But he has only 18 seconds, 19 seconds, and Sam is slowly getting his chances. Sam is slowly getting, but rook g3. Yu Yangi will play rook g3, but you have check. You have check. Now Sam, don't go. No, why? No, Yu Yangi is underestimating. Yu Yangi is underestimating White's chances, and this can end very sadly for Yu Yangi. And this is lost for Yu Yangi already. No, not yet. Whoa, they see. Game ended in a draw. What is happening? No, this is no. Hard to explain what went wrong here in this position. No, but Shant really wanted to play for something more than draw because he could go this, no? Yes, king f2, queen is coming, and now this is important check, and then queen e6. Maybe he hasn't seen this because draw was very simple for Blake, for Shant, but unfortunately. Okay, we are having second and second round, second game for and yes, we see this opening. Sindarov goes e4, and Jan is capturing on e5. So Jan is in must-win situation after winning the first game. Jan lost 4 games in a row, and Jan is in must-win situation. He goes bishop e3, queen d2, and here If I'm knight d7, yes, knight d7, maybe knight f6, c6 is also possible. I played once against Arjun Erigesi, h4, d5, and you go some knight g5 at some point, king b1, you can try. Yes, bishop d3, I can always play knight at c5. Let's see, Sindarov goes bishop d3 here, and then c4, and then knight c3, short castle, and they have this position, bishop h4, short castle, maybe some queen d2, or even bishop g3, you can, no, bishop g3, knight h5 is coming, maybe bishop f1 you can go. I don't think your bishop is well placed on, no, rook c1 he plays, b3 maybe you can go. Okay, Yu Yangi is playing against Sam Sevian, and this is the position. So it was Ragozin, and here this Queen C2, Rook E8, and E3, Knight BD7. Wow, what is this? So, so it was London. This Bishop E7, C3, Knight H5. Wow, Bishop takes B8. Rook takes B8, Bishop B5. And now king f8, because if you go bishop d7, then takes knight e5, and you are losing your knight on h5. So this, knight e5, knight f6, bishop d3, knight d7, knight f3, computer doesn't like this, g6, king g7. So here you go bishop e7, and if I play h3, yes, I have h3. This is the position. And let's see, what are we having? Yu Yangi, yes, first game ended in a draw, so score is half half. Yes, I think you can try to go 94. You can also think about c5, but I generally don't like 94 because I have c4. You don't have knight b6 ideas. You can try c5, but I think Yu Yangi got some pleasant position. This should be better, no? Should be, of course, this is better. c5 is the best move to play. And this is maybe dream scenario for Maxime Wachel-Lagrave because all the pieces are on the board except one pair of pawns. And position is very flexible, but let's also not forget that position at the same time is slightly preferable for white. Yes, all the pieces are on the board, but position isn't great enough great for Maxime. And yes, Jan has some time advantage. Queen f2 he played. And I would go queen g3. Why not queen g3? You can easily play. But what does your queen do on g3? You can also go some bishop g3, bishop h4 ideas, but always queen is coming to d6. You can also retreat your bishop to c1, but I really don't understand the point of having bishop on c1. I guess Arjun isn't having any issues at the moment, bishop g3, but b5. I would go b5 with pleasure. f4 knight g4 is coming, bishop h4, queen d6 is coming. And what are you going to play? Bishop e2? Yes, but my knight is always jumping to c4 if need be. So b5, a5, b4 is my ideas. You can try rook h4, rook f4, but okay. I have queen g5, I have queen d6, I have queen d8. I would go b5. I would easily go b5 with the black pieces. He goes b6. He goes b6 and queen d6. Ah, this is the idea. And then bishop g3, maybe. Wow. Maxim is having slight pressure, so b6, c4, bishop a6, and rook f c1. If you take twice, I will take queen c4. and you have, of course, some problems. It's not much, but it is unpleasant, and 6 people are with us. Thank you very much for your support. And what is this? Rook a7. This does look so material equality. Of course, white cannot be worse. Like, how can white be worse in this position? I don't think. But queen h6, queen f8. I have rook e6. I can start pushing d4. Rook b7 ideas are not there. Yeah, shouldn't be much because massive. After d5, we had massive trades on d5. But maybe even b5 you can try. So Arjun decided to just keep pieces together. Rook is on e8, rook is on d8. He does not care about bishop h4, but this I don't like. This I don't like, and I think this is the punishment. This is the punishment for Arjun Erigaisi. Of course, b5. Yes, c5 is hanging, and you move bishop h4, and bishop h4 even maybe traps your. Yes, you need to move your bishop, and then it comes to. Yes, it comes to bishop h4, bishop takes d8. Jan is having massively better position. This is great chance for Jan, but will he be able to win? Oh, yes, and this is probably working. This is probably working. You need to take. Oh, he goes this, but oh, what a blunder! What a heavy blunder by Sindaro. Knight f3, g takes f, queen g5, and queen takes c1. Yeah, this is completely lost for Sindaro. But already after queen d8, it was winning. Yes, why do you go bishop f2? Your bishop on g3 doesn't let d5. Oh, very beautiful because you are threatening some ideas, some different ideas, including rook d4. And Sindaro is completely lost, so both players blundered. Yes, this shouldn't be much, and Sevian is very close to equalize the game, and Jan is massively better. You can already choose between knight f5 or knight x6. And what are we having here? Rook a3. Yes, so far I don't see any issues for Pranasham. Yes, but Yu Yangi had promising position. It turned out to be nothing, and Sam has neutralized. Hello, hello, how are you? Hello, Suyok. Oh, Arjun is completely lost. A takes B, rook takes d7. Maybe even Arjun can resign, but Arjun usually plays. He continues. He will go bishop e6. After bishop e6, you need to take and retreat your bishop, maybe even to a3. Game goes on, but nothing interesting for Arjun. Yes, it's probably some plus 3. Bishop d6 he goes. And I can easily go queen h4, stopping bishop f4. Queen f2 he plays because if you take, I take rook d8. Yes, and now I'm ready to go g5 or maybe even f5. Oh, yes, Indoro is losing. This should be. And what are we having? h6. No, this is of course super safe for Pranesh M. And because of that, because of that very strange decision by Shan Sargisian, because he could easily repeat the position, but I don't think he really wanted to play for a win with queen a7. Maybe he hasn't seen that queen e6 is there. Yes, this is nothing for Yu Yangyi. Very small symbolic pressure, and Sidorov can already resign. And king a1, knight b1. Yan is also winning, so we are going to have another. If Maxim wins, then we will be having. No, but Sindarov is almost out. He's almost out from the competition, basically means which basically means that he didn't have any time. Yes, you can go queen e4. So didn't have much time to prepare for this event, and opponents are very strong. And but does he need to be successful in this tournament? I'm not sure. This is the main question. Maybe Sindarov doesn't need this tournament at all. Okay, you can. Let's imagine you cannot play everywhere well, because he is going to replace Gukesh in Grand Chess Tour. So many tournaments are there for him, and you cannot play everything and play everything well. So maybe this is even better for him to be out from this competition. Yes, it's upsetting, but at the same time, he will have more time to focus on uh, much more important tournaments. But nowadays, another problem is being it's hard to say which one is more important, because this Magnus is playing it. This is important, and all the players are top and strong players. This is definitely important, but and yes, this should be checkmate ideas, and Yu Yang is again trying. He has some time advantage, and yes, this is unfortunately Pranashem managed to trick Shan Sargisian. No, but 3 minutes should be enough. If oh, this is so lost. This is so lost, and Sindarov will be and Sindarov resigned, and Yan also has won. I think we are going to have maybe another three matches. And let me see my position and maybe make another move. I have 24 hours, but I have enough time. But before should I play? But no, before isn't working. No, yes, I didn't play well. I didn't play well. I had such a big advantage. Like, look at this position. Look at this position. I can do anything I wish. And now b6. If I take c takes b, it will take bishop takes a3. And b takes a, knight b6, rook a3, knight b6. If I take b takes a, bishop a3, b7. But he can do rook a7 even. If I go b4, maybe b4 I need to play, and before he takes b rook a8, he will play some rook c8. I will go b5 or bishop b takes a, b takes c. Oh, what have I done? Maybe bishop d6, bishop d6, c takes d, but that doesn't look great. What to do? Okay, b4. From massively better position now, I'm not even maybe better. Yes, I think they aren't. Yes, one. Yes, still they are playing, and rook c7. This is smart. Rook d5, rook c6, and but again, Yu Yang is having more time, but of course it's not that much. I can go rook a6, but b4 takes b3 might be dangerous. Not. Yes, he goes at knight c3. I think Yuyangi hasn't seen this move because super good knight e2 is a threat before he's coming. Yes, rook before Yuyangi is trying. I fully understand him because he wants to keep us more pieces and try to maybe flag his opponent. Of course, he doesn't have anything. Sam is playing well, and Sam has equalized quite convincingly. And Sam is giving away. Now, knight b5, probably he wants to play some rook d8 ideas, huh? And no, 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 no. This is the worst possible scenario for Sam because this position I can play as long as I want. I can keep the rooks and then try. Yes, he needs to play. First, you can play some 50 moves and even longer with two rooks and then trade one of them. And yes, some small problems are there. No, it is going to be torture for Sam. And if he will make a draw, then it's really good for him. Rook f6, and maybe you need to take. And now he will play, yes. No, but Sam has all the chances to. Oops. Wait, 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 wait. Wow, what a tactical idea. Rook g5, king f6. Look at this. Rook g5, king f6. Rook d5, it takes d, and pawn endgame is lost, of course. Maybe that took some important seconds from Sam. Threefold repetition. You need to go f5. Oh, but it can easily be some 50. It can easily be 50 moves. You need to. You Yangi, you Yangi. Like, he completely forgot about 50 move rule. You need to go f5 at some point because he played 50 moves. Okay, what are we having? Are we having, yes, the final game, final round? Oh, wait, I'm just. So Magnus won and Magnus drew. So Magnus won against Vincent. Dubov, Dubov drew against Nihal, and wow, who did? How it can be? Lusadorov won, and then Lazavik won. Wow, Sina won again. No, no, Duda won. Huh. So Duda has won his match against Sina, and Nodirbek is playing against Denis Lazavic, and Dubov is playing Nihal. I apologize because I thought they aren't going to play any more matches, at least on this stage, but I was wrong. So we have Dubov Nihal, and please like and subscribe, and also you can uh, say anything you wish you like. Please be active in our chat. Are we having any break again? Maybe, maybe. Yes, we have more games. Magnus won. Magnus is again dominating. think we are having some break again. Mhm. FIDE World Senior Team Championship, Chinese Team Championship. Again, some break is there, I guess. Hmm. Let me check if. Oh, Liches, get ready for our next streamer arena on 27 April at 4 p.m. with prizes for streamers whose teams finish in top 4. Yes, but I don't have any team. Yes, let me join. 677 people are watching the other stream. Oh, this is not. Oh, yes, we are about to start. Please, dear friends. The winners, no? But 4 game matches. Yes, we are starting d4, and definitely Jan has checked, and he will be playing knight f4, bishop e7, rook d4, and queen e5. Wow, this is unbelievable. Yes, he had enough time during this short break to go and to check queen a5 because he played b5 here in this line and c takes b. White is already massively better. Of course, after bishop b7, you shouldn't be playing bishop c7. And let's see what are we having. Maxim is playing Sindarov, and Yu Yang is playing Sam Sevian. Oh, knight b5, queen c2, c5, e3, bishop e6, bishop e2, knight b5, and c takes d, probably some queen a4. Yes, queen a4 you will go, and then you will take. Yes, Magnus with the white pieces, short castle, maybe c takes d, maybe bishop d7, maybe knight c6, c takes d, and then b6, or what, b6, yes, equals b6. And Dubov is playing e4, e5, bishop c4. Yes, you can go always queen e6 and then get your knight on f6. And e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, knight c3, knight f6, bishop b5, knight d4, bishop c4, and Jan Christoph Duda is having playable position. He, wow, what a prep, knight g6. Are you going to push g5, but g5, knight h4, g takes f, knight f3? No. What's the point after knight g6? Yes, he wants to play g5, of course. Jan hasn't gone for the most obvious one, knight g6, g5, knight h4, knight h4. Jan hasn't gone for it. He played e4. Yes, if you take knight e4, I can maybe take and then take bishop h4. You will take queen e8. After knight e4, queen e4, I can play something else as well because your rook doesn't do anything there. Okay, Maxim is playing Armageddon, and Maxim is yes, Maxim is having some advantage, no doubts, because yes, black is super close to get equality, but you have queen b7, you have also d5, but queen b7 you should be careful of b4 ideas, and generally if you defend that b4 is coming, yes, you need to calculate d5 also. Wow, what is this? I think so. He played this, then queen b1. So d takes c doesn't work. Anything is. And this is some advantage, definitely. Wow, look at this. You need to play a6, knight d6, rook c7. Wow. Yes, and Magnus is playing. Maybe he doesn't have much, but Dubov is. Yes, f4 ideas are not there, but maybe Dubov is trying to prepare it. With knight d2, you can also go f3. Now knight h5 is an option to play. Oh, g5. No, I don't see much problems for Nodirbeck, honestly speaking, because I like this bishop a5. I like bishop a5 ideas, b takes c, b takes c, knight e4 you don't have, g5 I already played. I have always some ideas to push f4, maybe pushing the h pawn. Wow. And Sina knows this g5. And Sina goes g4. You need to take, otherwise g takes h. And now rook g8. And now d takes c. What should I play? Of course, if I go knight h5, then it doesn't win your queen. You have queen h2. If I take here, you can easily take queen e5 or not. Not really. Maybe queen e5, but I have bishop f3 or I have bishop h3, which forces you to go this g3 stuff. But of course, you can easily sacrifice your exchange. So d takes c has been played. But knight h5, yes, you can try this, and then this bishop f3, which probably forces me to go this g3 move. Yes, this knight h5 can be super interesting, you know? No, bishop e6 is the move. Because knight h5, bishop f3, rook a d1. Wow. And Sina is thinking, let's check other games. e4, g5, knight g4, knight e4, bishop f5, knight f6. Wow. Yes, I need to take knight e4, right? And what's the knight g6? Jan will play knight g6, of course. Bishop f5, I have knight f6 and queen f5. We will go knight g6, attacking the rook. Yes, Jan is not worse. Practically, this is super easy for Jan to play. Page 3. Very smart, very smart. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this. You have this strange knight f2, knight f2, knight h4, knight h4, maybe queen g3, but shouldn't be working. Should not be working because something will be hanging in the end. Yes, knight h4, h takes g, knight g6, you can go back. Maybe knight f2, but I don't. Oh, knight f2, what a tactical idea, and I saw it. Knight h4, knight h4, and you go queen g3, and actually nothing is working for your opponent. Wow, guys, please, please, you can replay my stream and see that I have been suggesting this knight f2 move. Wow, wait, what? So quickly, so queen a6, we understand more or less. And now bishop d3, rook b8, so b4. Knight b7 isn't working, knight c4 isn't working, and now bishop b2. Yes, and Sindarov is maybe even out. So Sindarov is out or not? Yes, we need. No, another Magyar. No, but he is out. No. Okay. And of course, Young goes knight f2. Yes, this shouldn't be anything. Again. Oh no, but wait. White is pawn up. Yes, first of all, I'm not sure that he wants to play, but of course, Sam has enough time. And Magnus is again dominating. Magnus is again dominating. He wants to go knight c6. He has ideas to go. Hmm. Magnus plays like a machine. And this is again a super interesting and sharp position. Yes, probably white is better, but no, computer says black is better. You go c3. Yes, white is having very flexible position and maybe very good for rapid and blitz, but overall black isn't having problems. And yes, this is I think better for black. No, play knight f3. Everything is safe. And he played bishop e6. He has found. Wow. And again he blunders. Queen e3, bishop e3, knight g5, queen g5. Maybe Arjun. Oh, Arjun is completely lost. No, no, he played queen b7. Wow. Why not queen c1, bishop c4, and then Yes, he resigned. What a game and what a loss. So d5 and then d4, knight d7 and then takes and then this. So Jan has won. And are we having any? Should be update, no? And Yang is still trying, but there shouldn't be much. Magnus bishop c4, but Magnus is having ideas to go. Uh, wait, why rook d4 isn't working? Just queen e5. Knight c4, queen e1, rook c4, rook c4, rook d4, queen e5 is coming. Maybe Magnus hasn't seen it. No, but I have d6, but d6, bishop e6. Bishop c4, knight c4, rook c4, rook c4, rook c4. Oh, yes, if I go g3, g queen f3, d6 now bishop e6, but d7. This is probably lost. So easily Magnus is. So I play this, h6, bishop e3. Yes, you can go knight d7, so he took, he played knight c6, bishop d3, rook c1, c4, and takes d5. Magnus is again dominating. Yes, d7, no? d7. You will take, I will take. No, no, Magnus is dominating, of course, and this is for rook d4. No, shouldn't be much, and I think Nihal is having everything under control. Of course, white is better, but it is not much. You can always go rook e7 and queen a5 he plays. Let's say rook takes a4. This game will end in a draw, I guess. Lazovic is playing, and Lazovic cannot be worse, but Lazovic is also not better. This is super promising position for young Krzysztof Duda. Arjun has lost. Wait. It's like this. Oh, he needs to find his king f4. Oh, but king f4, f6, g takes f, e takes f, king g5, and then bishop b4. Oh, Sam. He's. But how do you win? e6, king f6, king d7, f6. Oh, very smart. Yes, and Yuangi sees it. Yuangi sees it. And yes, he is winning. And this one will end in a draw. This one also will end in a draw. And Duda will win from this position. I guess it's massively better for him. Ramazan. Oh, thank you very much for subscribing. Yes, Lazavik. No, you just play f takes g, rook g5, rook g7, rook d4, rook g7. Yes, Noderberg will be trying, and here, Dubov also wants to slowly play. Yes, and Sam is going king f4, and what's the winning move? King d7, they are super smart. They are so... And, some small... Rook a5, you can go, no? Rook f5 takes, rook f3, king e2, rook g3. No, but you go bishop a3, bishop f1. Yes, Magnus has won. Draw. Yes, this is also draw. This is... Oh! Yes, Sina has all the chances to not lose. Of course, we Duda is anyway having better position, but yes, rook f8, I will go bishop b6, so f6 he tries, but bishop f6, no, this is also lost, d5 is coming. I think shouldn't be very difficult, you just play rook d4, rook d8, and then you start pushing g4, f4. Rook d1, rook h1, rook h5, rook d8, the same. Oh, this shouldn't be difficult for Duda because once you start rolling your pawns, then game is over. And rook h8. Now c5 he plays another good move. Yes, he wants to maybe play rook d6 before takes. Yes, this rook d6 is coming. f6. Bishop g5. Yes, g4 is a checkmate idea. Yes, g4, king e4, f5. No, this is lost. And Duda is winning. But not yet. Not yet, because unbelievable. You shouldn't be losing your focus. 4 pawns, but still Black is able to somehow stop them. Yes, a5 you can just take it. Even king f4. White doesn't need that pawn, and g7 and d7 is coming. g7. How does he find all these tricky ideas? No, no, this is over. And Duda won super important game for him and Sam Savian lost and what are we having? Yes, we have so Maxim won against Javohir, Arjun lost against Yanni Pomnishi, and Yuyangi won against Sam Sevian, and Pranesh won against Shant Sargisian, and I think we have still some matches. And one of them is then yes, two matches are there. Denis Lazovic and against Nodirbek and Nihal against Dubov. Are we having any break or it's the final match, final game? No, only two games are there. Uh, Please like and subscribe. I really want to reach this 1K subscribers. If you don't mind, appreciate very much. And this is already maybe third. How long am I streaming? Where do I see? I think somewhere here you can. Ah, yes. Okay. I will wait to 3 hours and then we'll stop. Hmm. Dubov. Dubov is playing. Daniel Dubov with the black pieces. And I like what's chances. You need to take c takes d. He wants to maybe go queen d4. And short castle. I think Nihal is generally very happy. But bishop f6. Maybe Ramazan. Yeah, bishop f6, but Dubov is still taking his time. And wait, what are we having here? So Nodirbek is trying, so this can be a crucial match, a crucial game. Nodirbek is having white pieces. Of course, position cannot be simple, cannot be easy. Yes, knight f6 with the idea is to go knight g4. I don't like much white's position, but of course, Nodirbek is trying to completely restrict this bishop on a6. And yes, black is fine. Black is fine. You go knight g4, maybe you go bishop c5. So today's matches didn't go well for Arjun Erigaisi. He lost 3-0 against Sina and he lost 2-1 against Yanni Pomnishi. And yes, today he didn't play well. And Sina after winning against Arjun, he lost against Duda and Duda. So Duda maybe will be facing Magnus. Um, And bishop g4, b6, this somewhat I like for white, but of course it's not much. D takes c, you can always take b takes c. Maybe some d takes c, b takes c, queen d2, and then rook f d1. Yes, but maybe first you can go h3, bishop h5, and then d takes c, b takes c, queen d2. Why not? And then rook f d1. But black is always having some ideas, of course, to go. But I like white's chances. Maybe even d takes c, bishop c5 you can take. Why not? Hmm. Yes, he goes d takes c, b takes c, and where are we going to place our queen? Oh, knight d4. Wow, c takes d, bishop g4. Knight d4, bishop g4. You need to take on e2. And do I want to take knight c6? Probably not. Bishop d1, knight d8. It doesn't look great, so I will take knight d2 with the ideas to get my knight on f4. Yes, this is super promising. This is super interesting. And yes, d takes c, b takes c. And here queen d2, knight d4, bishop e2 you need to take, knight takes e2. With the idea is to go knight f4, but no need to give up, because if knight f4 you always can go d4, and c takes d you can take with the knight. And yes, this doesn't look great for white. This really doesn't look great for white. But what if bishop d2? Because bishop d2, queen d2, knight e4, d takes 0, rook d2. Queen e2, knight e4, bishop e7, knight takes d2. Yes, but you have some moves. You have some moves. I think he is calculating this. Yes, bishop d2 is also working. You can play queen c5. Yes, queen c5 is great move. Yes, I think Lazovic is going to win. Denis Lazovic is going to win. He plays king b7. He doesn't rush, but maybe it would have been better to rush. So a5. Dubov, of course, prepares slowly to say 4. If I go knight f4, you will go d4. He takes d, knight d4. And of course, yes, please, six people are watching us. Please, we need to reach 10, at least 10. Yes, king b7. I like black's position because king on h1 is super open and exposed. Yes, many tactical ideas are there. This is dream scenario for Mr. Denis Lazovic. Yes, only these two games are there. Disturbing chess. Who is disturbing chess? And chess.com in Polish. Chess gamerin. Chess sharks. Speed chess. And chess. Yes, 7,000 people are watching on chess.com official broadcast. But of course, in official broadcast, you aren't having GM26 plus Grandmaster. But of course, as they wish, as they prefer, no questions on that. And yes, Nihal is trying to find some good moves. Rook d1. Yes, if white manages to stabilize, but even I'm not sure if you stabilize, you are okay. Yes, bishop f6. No, Nordirbeck, of course, figured out that he doesn't need his bishop, and opponent was already threatening some moves with the knight. Queen f1. Nordirbeck does not care much about anything. He is ready to capture this pawn, get this pawn, and then start enjoying his position. Maybe Nihal is disconnected because no, Nihal played knight c3. He wasn't sure what exactly to play. Maybe he wants to go after d4, knight somewhere to a4, I guess. Nihal likes getting pawn on. No, it takes d. And knight d4, he wants to go knight a4 and attack this pawn on c5. Nihal Sarin and Daniel Dubov. Yes, but I can even go c5. Of course, Lazovic doesn't care about c3 because you will be taking something on d3, and he wants to go c4 and open up the position. If b3 anyway, I can go c4 because b takes c. Bishop is capturing on c4. Bishop is capturing on c4. c4 you go. B takes c. Bishop takes c4, and you are creating some possible targets on a4. Queen is coming to c6. Yes, queen is coming to c6. Yes, another back goes rook h7, otherwise queen is coming to c6. Even here I can, oh, queen c6, 95 is coming. 95, queen e4, detects you, rook d1. Yes, I have queen c6, maybe it can be super funny. But queen c6, 95, queen e4, queen f3, and still game goes on. Still game goes on. And you know, rook h7, white is already threatening g5 and rook takes g7, maybe. What if I start taking many of your pawns? You need to get your queen. Bishop f8 can be interesting, but bishop f8, I don't want to go back with bishop, but of course your bishop on f8 protects this pawn on g7. Oh, Ramazan. Queen c6 he goes. 95 queen e4 maybe. 95 queen e4, queen f3, knight f3, and some waiting moves like f6 can be, no, f6, knight f4, knight e6. No, I would take 95 queen e4 and I would go queen f3 and Norderbeck will most likely go for it. Will go for it because otherwise white's position is collapsing. If you take rook g7, queen c2, then you can start already resigning because your position collapses. Your position is collapsing. No, but why not 95? Queen e4, queen f3, queen f3, knight f3. That cannot be simple, no? That cannot be simple. Maybe Norderbeck is looking for something better. Knight g3, queen c2 is coming. You don't have c4, and even if I want, I can take on a4. 95, queen e4. Queen e4 should be played. Queen e4 detects here rook d1. This should be played. Yes, we are 7, queen e4, and queen f3. Of course, it goes queen f3, knight f3, and here I was. Maybe bishop f8. No, this can be better for white, right? This can be better for. No, game black is better, but it's so difficult to understand. Maybe because your bishops aren't doing much. Your bishops aren't doing much, and I forgot about this. And yes, I guess Dubov will save this. Dubov will be saving this position without much efforts because I think objectively it's equal. Yes, objectively it's equal. Bishop f8, knight g3. How do you get your bishop on c6? You need to get your bishop on c6, but at the same time, wow, 95, 95. Maybe he's blundering 95. No, 95 is nothing because bishop is coming to b7. Wow, 8 people are watching us. Wow, never play. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Yes, this means a lot for me that you prefer watching me instead of Hansen and Eman. Yes, this is why this is equality and close to equal because first of all, time difference in time 2 minutes 11 seconds and 4 minutes 25. And generally, I can play some rook d2, I can play bishop d4, and black is super active, and it will be super difficult for white to mix both defending pawn on f2 and also pushing this b3 pawn. Queen c4. Yes, queen c4, very smart move. Queen f3. Wow, again, look at this. Look at this craziness. Look at this craziness. And I'm not sure who is better. It can easily be Denis Lazovic. And it is. It is Denis Lazovic. You need to play king g2 and then try to. What's the point of king g2? And of course, he goes. But something like a3. And he goes c3, but even here it doesn't look that simple. He wants to get the knight on d4. Yes, bishop e4 is there. Bishop e4 I can easily take. I don't think that this c3, yes, bishop a5, bishop e4, black is having massively better position. And wait, b4? Wow, of course he sees everything. He sees this guy, he sees, no, bishop f2 now should be enough. Bishop f2, rook f2, rook d1, rook f1, rook f1, queen f1, queen b3. Dubov can make a draw, but Dubov is of course looking for something more, but of course nothing is there. You need to go this, and knight is coming c5, so it's better to take and then to play this. Maybe even you have queen e3, but you can take here. And of course Dubov isn't having any problems, and game will end in a draw. But Dubov goes bishop f6. I like this spirit. Yes, queen e4. If you try h4, h3, then queen is coming to e4, bishop d4, and I think they are going to make a draw. They are going to make a draw in this way, and Dubov will be having white pieces in the final game. And this cannot be easy. This cannot be simple. Whoa, it's lost actually, but it doesn't look that. Yes, but you take king b5 and knight g5 isn't working, but I might go king e4 and yes, I have also this. Denis Lazovic is winning against Nodirbek Abdusattorov. And he goes rook d4, you see? He goes rook d4 and queen c6. Wow, this is very brave. This is actually very brave, and maybe, yes, you need to go h4. You need to go h4. You need to go. Dubov is risking. Of course, Dubov is risking because in a different ways he could even go bishop d4, but he decided to go. He decided to try, and h3 is coming. Something like queen d3. Even queen d3 can be enough with queen a4. He goes queen a4. Of course, very smart. And Dubov will start regretting. Dubov will start regretting, of course. Of course, dear friends, he will start regretting because now. And what are. Oh, he managed. How did he manage? Like rook f7. Rook f7, of course. And rook f7 again. Just play rook f7, dear Denis. Denis Lazovic, just play rook f7, take this pawn. He goes this and then this. He was scared of this f pawn, but rook d4, rook d1. And rook g1 again. Why does he rush? Oh, so many mistakes. You never know what to expect. Yes, and Dubov, of course, Dubov finds the best, and he will be saving. He will be saving. No, already he wants to make a draw. That Lazaik wants to be super safe. And b5. How do I get this pawn? No, maybe no need to get the pawn. No, but this is like g6. King d3, bishop f2. No, you need to play this and then knight e2 and then somehow to make a draw. Yes, you can play also g4, g takes it. With 20 seconds on clock, he is trying. With 20 seconds on clock, he is trying. And this is super brave. This is super brave. And Daniel, maybe he's already regretting, but bishop g3, bishop g3. You need to go bishop g3, but b6, yeah, bishop g3. Of course, he sees, Dubov sees it. And whoa. Knight h4 is coming. Knight h4. Yes, he managed. Everything was under control, and this one also draw. Okay, dear friends, thank you very much. I will finish. I apologize. I will be finishing because it's already very late, and thank you very